Alright gang, quick video here so I don't have to write all this nonsense down. WorldSeriesOfPoker.com has streamed final tables of the World Series of Poker every year. Now the WSOP, World Series of Poker, is 65 plus tournaments, right? So 2 final tables a day, every day. They cover it on the web so you can watch it. And they have graphics that show the hole cards. They have excellent commentary by David Tuckman. Guest commentators come in and offer really great analysis. It's like free poker lessons every day. They typically cover one featured table, and then the other final table, they just have a camera aimed at it on a separate stream. Totally free, totally awesome. Free poker lessons for everybody. I tell my players on my home game, you guys got to watch this. It's like free poker lessons. It's just tremendous. This year, a company called Poker Central took over the reins from WSOP.com and said, we're gonna provide our streaming coverage. And that's cool because they really kind of upped the game, and they have partnered with ESPN and really brought in tremendous camera coverage. They've got the full crew now, so it's like you're watching ESPN on the web. Really cool, okay? That's the good part. The bad part, supposedly, is that now they charge $10 a month. But to me, that's not a big deal. $10 a month, that's fine. Totally worth it to up your game and production value. You know, and now you get to watch ESPN level coverage on the web for $10 a month. I would pay more than that. I would pay probably 2 or 3 times that easily. I would pay probably up to $50 or so for coverage of the World Series of Poker. It would be totally worth it. That's totally cool. I was totally on board. Now, the poker community, of course, 2+2 poker forums, you know, that every poker player reads. Of course, they're outraged immediately that it's $10 a month, which is stupid because these are people that will call a $300 shove with bottom pair like that. So that's kind of dumb. I'm not really concerned about the $10 price tag. That's fine. So then I get the schedule and I pay my $10 and I'm excited to watch, and then I find out they're not covering every final table. They're taking 2 or 3 days off between final tables. They're cherry picking the final tables that they want to cover, which is kind of sucks. It's like, oh, okay, so I'm not going to be able to watch, you know, Horse or Omaha. They're really only doing the Hold'em stuff. So that was a bit disappointing. They're not doing the Players Championship, of all things, the 50K Horse Players Championship. So that's disappointing. But you know, I can see they're spending a lot more money, and I can see that they now want to make money. I don't think WSOP.com was terribly concerned with earning a lot of revenue off the stream. So I can forgive that, and I could still be on board with Poker Central, aka Poker Go. Like, all right, well, that's cool. Because the quality of the coverage is really good, and they're still showing a lot of events, right? And there's the promise of everyday main event coverage. Now, the main event has not been streamed in the past. It's only on ESPN television, which means the coverage is limited. They start on day 4, you know, and you get what you get. Poker Go promised everyday coverage of the main event. That means day 1 and day 2, you know, 1A, B, and C, 2A and B and C, or whatever, which is awesome. It's like, okay, oh my God, we're going to see a shit ton of poker, right? This is great. So I'm out of the country. So I missed the first few days, come back, sit down to watch day 1A. Cool, okay? And I'm watching it, and the coverage is awesome. It really, and for the main event, they've really upped it with the graphics and the intro music and the interviews, and it's just kicking ass, right? And I'm watching it and just really digging it. Then I look down at the video, and I realize the video is only 6 hours. Now, I'm not necessarily going to watch 6 hours, but I know there's 10 hours a day of coverage in the main event. I mean, they play for 10 hours, you know? So, after I do a bit of digging, I can't find the remaining 4 hours on any of these days. And that's often where the big hands come, because people get fatigued, and that's often the best stuff. Find out on 2+2 poker forums that they're ending coverage at the dinner break. Really? Guys? Now, like I said, I'm not going to watch 10 hours of poker a day. But because it's live, when I get home from work, like I did yesterday for day 3, I'd like to watch some live poker, you know, and then it's live. It's a half-hour delay because of the hole cards, but it's live. And it's like, wow, you're just chopping off 4 hours. You didn't tell anybody you were going to do that. And that's my big problem, is that we didn't get what we were promised. And I'm the poker nerd who loves everything. I'm a huge fan of what WSOP.com did last year, what Poker Central is doing this year. Poker Central is a great company. They've got great poker programming. And like I said, I'd be willing to pay a lot more. When you make a guy like me irritated, and I take 5 minutes out of my morning drive to rant, you've lost. And Poker Central, you've lost. You've lost me on this ending after the dinner break. It's really irritating. Especially yesterday. Yesterday was day 3, and the money bubble broke after the dinner break. And so guess what wasn't covered? Now I know hand-for-hand play is not the most exciting thing in a tournament, but it's the bubble of the main event of the World Series of Poker, and you're not covering it. You're going, okay, we're done, 6 hours. That's great. You know, I don't see why they couldn't just revert to a David Tuckman, bring David Tuckman in, and have the old setup already ready to go, and keep going. How hard is that? You cut your budget down to a quarter or less if you do that. I don't know. It just very disappointed in that one sticking point, that we were not given what we were promised, which was full days of main event coverage. Everything else before that was kind of wonky, I forgive. Anyway, nothing's going to happen about this. I'm just getting it off my chest, ranting in a nice way. I do plan to email them very specifically, articulate it better than I've articulated it here, and hopefully they will listen to that feedback. I encourage you guys, anybody watching this, if you've been through what I've been through watching the WSOP online, to email Poker Central, aka Poker Go, whatever they're called, and just let them know, hey guys, come on, I love what you're doing. Do the sandwich. Say something positive, then put in your criticism, and then end with something positive. Get the point across. All right, well that's it for now. I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you later. Peace.